I've got brilliant video, brilliant as in hilarious and completely concerning and shocking and probably indicative of the future downfall of this country if people like this get elected. Ann Romney did an interview on NBC where she said a whole bunch of stuff about the whole tax return thing. Now, I have to tell you, I always assumed Ann Romney was really kind of nice and personable. She really kind of disgusted me. Her personality, I was finding myself having a physical reaction, a negative physical reaction to her personality and her demeanor in this interview, Lewis.
Mm-hmm. I heard that Mitt had to be fully anesthetized for the interview.
He wasn't even being interviewed. He had to be anesthetized just at the mere concept of Ann Romney doing an interview. Yeah, let's get into it because this is just such great stuff. Here we go.
I know it's not a question that is welcomed, but must be asked because a lot of people still are asking, why not be transparent and release more than the 2010 and the estimates for 2011?
Have you seen how we're attacked? Have you seen what's happened?
It's been in the press quite a bit. Now, are you angry that it's been in the press? I mean, should you not be questioned about your finances?
We have been very transparent to what's legally required of us. But the more we release, the more we get attacked. The more we get questioned, the more we get pushed.
So wait a second, Ann. You're telling me you release information and then it brings up things that people want to know about because they're very bizarre and unusual and concerning. That's why we need to see the tax returns, because your husband's trying to be the president, and we need to know if there's so much concern, if every time you put out information there's questions and so-called attacks, that's the issue. That's why we need, that's indicative, you're confirming we need to see those tax returns, Ann.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
And so we have done what's legally required, and there's going to be no more tax releases given. And there's a reason for that, and that's because of what happens as soon as we release anything. Mitt's financial disclosures when he was governor are huge. If people want to really look and see any question they have. The other thing they have to understand is that Mitt is honest, his integrity is just golden.
Mitt is honest and his integrity is just golden. Well, let's look at that for a second. Mitt's lied about just about every political position that he holds now. He's misstated and deflected and changed his political position on just about everything absolutely. He's lied about his record as governor. He's lied about President Obama's record as the president. And he's lied about what's even realistic for him to accomplish as president. Look at his job number predictions, which have changed many times. Yeah, we've got plenty of evidence that he's been nothing but honest with the American people. I mean, come on. She lies with such...
she lies like him.
She lies like him. That's exactly right. She's so calm and collected, although she is getting irritated here.
I think if you're confident enough with a lie, it just becomes the truth.
It's almost like it's the truth in your mind. Yeah. Okay, let's keep listening to Ann Romney.
We pay our taxes. We are absolutely, beyond paying our taxes, we also give 10% of our income to charity. So,
that's another question. I actually am wondering if what we would find out about the Romney tax returns is not about the income tax, because he now has been on the record as saying, well, listen, I've paid at least 13% income tax on all my 10 recent returns. He said that. We don't know if it's true, but let's assume it's true. I think it's something else in there that would be concerning, and I wonder if it would be that he doesn't donate 10% of his taxes every year, as his own Mormon church says that he is supposed to and must do. It is his duty to do. Maybe that's what's in there. I don't know.
Or maybe he just doesn't want people to see that that's where it's going.
Or that could be the...
to the church itself. I mean, not that that's a horrible thing, but if that's your faith, but, you know, people won't like it.
Let's continue.
You know, we have no issues that way, and the only reason we don't disclose anymore is, you know, we just become a bigger target.
So it's because you'll just continue to face more questions.
It'll just give them more ammunition.
To the American people, though, when they hear...
Okay, so there it is. And that last line is really the key line, ladies and gentlemen. The tax returns are ammunition. If you're referring to your own tax returns as ammunition, you know there's something in there that is concerning. Because if your tax returns would not bring up anything, why would you be referring to them as ammunition? You'd be calling them duds. You'd be calling them non-factors. Ann Romney herself is referring to these tax returns that we're not going to be able to see if she has her way as ammunition. That's the telling thing.
I think there's also another point, which is that, you know, if there was nothing terrible in there, all the quote-unquote criticism that she's talking about, all of these attacks and all of the ammunition would go would dissipate in the short term after a very short amount of time.
Of
If there's
course.
something seriously wrong with it, then it will be something that will matter up until election day.
I mean, think about it, Lewis. You're Mitt Romney. You don't want to release your tax returns, but you're not an idiot, right? I mean, you know that given this entire situation, if you can release the tax returns and resolve this, at this point you're going to do it. It's not stubbornness that's keeping you from releasing these tax returns. You're Mitt Romney. You can vindicate yourself. You can make Harry Reid look really stupid for saying you haven't paid taxes for 10 years. You would probably hurt Obama's reelection campaign and help yours, and you still won't release your tax returns? Why wouldn't people think there's something shady going on at this point?
I'm honestly starting to think that Harry Reid was right. His wife is saying they won't release any more tax releases. They've done what was required of them legally. He's telling people that he's paid at least 13% income tax every year. I'm starting to think that there might be some truth to that. I mean, there is something being hidden here. And clearly it would really hurt his chances as president.